Someone's possessed. Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 33rd episode of the show Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, as well as the 371st episode overall, titled Olympius Unbound. We begin this episode back in the Shadow World with Olympius looking for the gatekeeper who's on the ground passed out. He wakes up and then they recap how they're stuck in the Shadow World forever now. Olympius says nope, he won't accept it. Jinxer's now in the sky apparently, and he found a way out for Olympius, but it's quite dangerous. The only way out is to conquer every defeated monster and then absorb their powers. That's oddly specific. Olympius is ready for it, and Jinxer says he needs more power if Olympius is going to get out, and he holds a star power coin of some sort, knowing exactly where to get it. Outside an amusement park, we see a lot of rides, a juggler, a clown, etc. Dana and Captain Mitchell are there together, and Dana says how he never relaxes, but with Olympius gone, they should take a break. Mitchell agrees. They run up to find a creepy man with a mustache and pointy nose and ears. He is Mr. Miser, and he asks for a volunteer for a hypnotic display. He asks for Captain Mitchell in the crowd, who says he doesn't believe in hypnotism, and Dana pushes him to do it. He sits down, the guy makes him follow a watch. Sleepy, he says. He puts the star power coin thing slowly into Mitchell's pocket, saying that he must obey, and his eyes glow red. Then he tells Mitchell to cluck like a chicken, who stops the watch from moving. This didn't work. The guy says it doesn't work on everyone. They start to leave and Mr. Miser flicks his watch and Mitchell's eyes glow red and he's suddenly sleepy. Mr. Miser laughs, running away, and it was actually Jinxer in disguise all along. Meanwhile, Olympius is taking on a bunch of monsters in the Shadow World, and after he kills some of them, he's breathing them in somehow, and he gets really insanely cool looking. Like big head, bigger wings, long tail. The gatekeeper asks for him to share the powers and Olympius says no, hitting him down. Time to leave though. He blasts upward. Jinxer's in a graveyard and he finds the spot he thinks that Olympius will come out of, and turns out he's right. Olympius and the gatekeeper have arrived. Olympius says that he needs another energy source to fuel his star power more, and Jinxer says he's done it, swinging the watch again, saying, "You must obey." In the aqua base, Mitchell stands up with red eyes. We also hear Jinxer say, "You must obey," a good 60 times before Mitchell says, "I must obey." A guy comes up to get Mitchell a morning report and he pushes him aside, walking through the base saying, "I must obey," taking out the star power coin thing from his pocket. He goes to a door, unlocking it. He has red contacts in now, going into the engine room, just saying, "I must obey." He goes to some sci-fi power source and he adds the coin to the thing, smiling and walking over to control panel. He then seems to turn off all the other tubes, just channeling everything into this one coin. The lights go off in the aqua base and red lights fire up, right into Olympius. The Rangers ask Miss Fairweather what's going on. She says someone's tampering with their power source. They see that Mitchell's doing it and they ask what he's doing, and he's just saying, "I must obey," over and over again. Dana somehow immediately figures it out, realizing that he's being controlled. That was oddly apt for Dana. She starts telling Mitchell to stop it, and I realize this is the first time she's referred to him as Dad. He then takes out the camera with a pipe, so... Miss Fairweather says that she sent enough power to the Megazords, but the base is going to run out of oxygen. A guy comes up saying he found a big energy source in the graveyard. How, aren't your systems down? Doesn't matter, the Rangers move out with Miss Fairweather, who will deal with the base. The Rangers show up and they realize that Olympius is back and stronger than ever. They take on Olympius and the gatekeeper, while then Miss Fairweather and crew are going into the engine room. Jinxer's in on this fight too, and I love seeing Jinxer fire his gun on Kelsey and Chad. Nice to see him do something. Also, Olympius really hurts Carter. The Rangers take out their thermoblasters using booster mode, but it does nothing to Olympius. He's OP. Miss Fairweather tries to talk to Mitchell through the intercom. Again, there's no power. But he won't open the door, so they start to laser it open. Mitchell is just watching more power go into the star power coin thing, and now Olympius is giant attacking the city. Everyone in the aqua base is beginning to choke and struggle to breathe. Olympius is blowing up the Rangers real good, so they get out the Max Solar Zord and the Rescue Zords, forming the Lightspeed Megazord. Olympius grabs the Max Solar Zord out of the air, hitting it and then tossing him down. It's apparently lost all power now. The Rangers come up in the Lightspeed Megazord and they use the saber trying to hit Olympius, but he catches that too, absorbing their energy. Carter goes for the Super Train Megazord while Mitchell is still staring at the coin. Carter forms the Super Train Megazord and he saves the Lightspeed Megazord from Olympius' grip. Olympius asks for more power from Jinxer, who tells Mitchell to obey some more, and now I guess Olympius is maxed out. He takes flight with his giant wings, hitting the Megazords. He lands again and he tells the Rangers to bow down to him. The Rangers try once more and Olympius sends whirlwind attacks, hanging them down before Carter jumps into the Super Train Megazord, calling for the Omega Crawler. The rail rescue split apart and the Omega Crawler is here now, coming toward Olympius firing. They form the Lightspeed Solar Zord now and the Omega Megazord. Olympus is like, dude, this is pointless. And my god, they're still cutting down this door. They kick it in finally, and these two extras and Miss Fairweather walk in. Olympius takes flight again, ready to attack. Miss Fairweather goes in and she sees what's going on. She tries to turn off the power and Mitchell is there tossing her back. He also takes on the two guards, tossing them around. Miss Fairweather then yells that he has to listen to her, but then instead, she just takes an axe, hitting the coin as things explode. The red beam stops and then the lights come back on. Jinxer gets blasted back and the power source has failed. Olympius somehow just falls out of the sky, and I guess he's weaker now without that constant flow of power. The Rangers then fire on him with a missile and blast from the Solar Zord. They use a slash attack from the Omega Megazord, and his star power explodes on his chest. Olympius tries to walk toward them, but instead he just falls back, exploding real big. Miss Fairweather is on the ground waking up. She goes to Mitchell, seeing if he's okay. He's really confused as to what's going on. Jinxer is looking for Olympius on the ground, and he finds him in the previous form, getting him free from under debris. Jinxer is so upset that the Rangers did this, and he notices that Olympius' star power is gone. Later, the Rangers are getting ready for a beach day together in transport. Then Mitchell walks in, yelling at them. They line up and Mitchell says he has scheduled a 5-mile hike today with full gear. They can't afford to let their guard down and they're really bummed. Joel then sees a watch and he tries to hypnotize Mitchell, saying that he's under his command. The Rangers watch, rolling their eyes, but then Mitchell says that he's under his command and he will give the Rangers a day off. Except for Joel, who now has to do a 10-mile hike. Yeah, he was just playing along. The end. This episode's a decent conclusion to the Shadow World bit. And although it would be a bit more satisfying if Olympius had just straight up died instead of being fine just without star power, it's still a good journey to see Olympius' downfall. I like this episode a lot more because of Captain Mitchell too. The actor for him is pretty fantastic and he does a great job of playing hypnotized. Also, Human Jinxer was spot on. Lots of really fun things in this episode and I like where it's been going lately. Lightspeed Rescue I feel like is a bit of a hidden gem and I'm just really enjoying it. But then next time, the return of mermaids. So, who knows? Until then, may the power protect you.